What if everything you thought you knew about the final days of Jesus was incomplete? For centuries, we have pieced together fragments of a story, told and retold in countless ways. But what if hidden within the shadows of history lies a deeper truth, waiting to be uncovered? Today, we step into the final days of Jesus of Nazareth not just as a religious account, but as a human story filled with fear, courage, betrayal, hope. The evening was quiet in Jerusalem. The city was crowded for Passover, filled with travelers and soldiers. In an upper room, Jesus sat with his closest companions. Bread was broken, wine was shared, and words were spoken that would echo through eternity. Yet beyond the symbolism, there was something else, an intimate moment between friends, a gathering heavy with unspoken tension. Jesus knew what was coming. His disciples did not. That night was not just about prophecy, it was about trust, fear, and a farewell disguised as a meal. After the supper, the night deepened. In the Garden of Gethsemane, under ancient olive trees, Jesus fell to his knees. History remembers his prayer, "Let this cup pass from me." But imagine the weight in his voice. He was not untouched by human fear. He trembled, he sweated, he pleaded. Yet within that vulnerability lay the greatest strength, surrender. In those dark hours, he embodied both the fragility of man and the resilience of divine purpose. His disciples slept, unaware that history's turning point unfolded only a few steps away. Then came the sound of footsteps, torches flickering in the night. Judas, once a friend, now led soldiers into the garden. The kiss he placed upon Jesus's cheek was not just betrayal, it was the sting of shattered trust. The arrest that followed was not the act of strangers but of insiders, men who had heard his words and seen his miracles. Here we see the painful reality: betrayal often comes not from enemies, but from those closest to us. Dragged before religious leaders, then Roman authorities, Jesus stood silently as accusations rained down. Was this justice or theater? Pilate washed his hands, a symbolic act that history would never forget. The crowd, once filled with curiosity and hope, now roared for crucifixion. Yet amid the chaos, Jesus remained steady. His silence was not weakness, but defiance, a refusal to let hatred dictate the terms of his final hours. The hill of Golgotha rose against the sky. Wooden beams were lifted, nails driven, and the suffering began. The cross was not just an instrument of execution, it was a message, Rome's warning to rebels. Yet in that agony, something remarkable unfolded. Forgiveness was spoken over enemies. Compassion was offered to a thief. Even in his final breaths, Jesus transformed a tool of fear into a symbol of hope. The world would never see death the same way again. But here is where our perspective must shift. We often see these final days as an ending. Yet what if they were the beginning of something greater? The story of Jesus is not simply about suffering, it is about redefining power, love, and sacrifice. His last days were not just tragedy, they were a revolution of the spirit, a call to see beyond the surface of history into the heart of eternity. So perhaps, after all this time, the question is not what happened in the final days of Jesus. The real question is, what does it mean for us today? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to J.Chanel for more inspiring and thought-provoking stories.